Acting Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan on the Hill about to testify at a House hearing on defense spending outlined in the budget for 2020. This comes on the heels of an announcement from the Pentagon, significant one, approving $1 billion to go to about 57 miles of border wall in the Southwest. Congressman Mark Green serves on the Homeland Security and Oversight Committees. And, sir, thank you for your time today. It's good to have you back on our program here. What do you think of this move by the Pentagon? What's that going to do for border security?
No, I think it's great. It's another 57 miles of fence. We know fences work. That argument is settled. Clearly, the president has the authority to do this. I think the guys at the Pentagon know that border security is national security, and they understand their mission is, securing the nation, making sure that we win our nation's wars, and that they're strong enough not to ever have to fight a war. So border security is national security, and they're doing their part.
So you support this move, clearly. If you put the billion from the Pentagon from overnight with the $3.6 billion from military construction projects, you're at $5 billion.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you
a lot
now
of
at
fence.
the point that the president was looking for, that number?
I think his initial number was 5.7. We're very close to that. So, yeah, I think so.
What about lawsuits? Could they get in your way?
Well, we know that they're going to attempt that, but right now, the concern is getting the border secure, and we have to move forward as quickly as we can to do that. I believe, and I've said before, it's a national crisis. I agree with the president. 300 Americans dying every week of heroin overdose. 90% of the heroin coming across the southern border. This is a crisis, and this is the right response.
I know how you and your Republican colleagues feel about it. Do you believe Democrats are coming around on this in the same way?
Talking to some of those Democrats that are in particularly Trump districts, there are many of them that are ready to move on. They have to go back to their constituents and say they're for border security. So the conversation, they're kind of tired of having it. So I think there are some that are coming over to our side on this issue.
When you say move on, you mean move toward where you are on this, or move on to something else?
Move on to a new subject. They don't like the conversation because it puts them in the crosshairs of people who want to see them removed from office.
Let's see what happens on that. In the meantime, the Mueller fallout, it is significant. Have not yet had a chance to talk to you about this, but I just want to hear a little thing from Adam Schiff, who's in the crosshairs of a lot of those on the Hill watch.
There are a lot of open questions. Why did the Russians offer dirt on Hillary Clinton? Why did the president's son say that he would love to have that help? Why did they set up a meeting at Trump Tower? Why did they keep it secret? Why did they lie about it? These questions have not been answered by the summary we got from Bill Barr.
Well, there's a lot of questions on all that. Where are you, sir, today on what we've learned?
Well, I think Adam Schiff should step down as the chairman of the House Intel Committee. I mean, many, many times he mentioned that there was this credible evidence that he had seen and that he had verified, and after a 2-year lengthy investigation by a very respected, prosecutor, we have no evidence of collusion. In fact, probably the only collusion has been between the liberal media and the DNC to throw the 2020 election. Very clearly, there was no collusion. Adam Schiff has been talking about evidence. He's the chairman of House Intel. His, policies on evidence before his committee, I mean, this is ridiculous. He needs to step down. I mean, it's bad. We don't need a conspiracy theorist running our House Intel Committee.
Kevin McCarthy, Kellyanne Conway, and yourself, a lot of us have called for that. I don't expect it'll happen, though, do you?
No, it probably won't. But our speaker needs to step up. This is about the credibility of the United States House of Representatives, the credibility of the House Intel Committee. Hopefully she'll do it, but they haven't acted that way so far in this session of Congress.
Yeah. Last point on all this, 500 witnesses, 675 days. Senator Kennedy was just describing why it took so long. And then once he saw the list of subpoenas and the amount of interviews that were conducted, he figured, well, this is why. And now when you see the conclusion in the summary report by Bill Barr, do you stop and ask yourself, what in the world was this all about? And furthermore, what was the original sin? Where did this start?
Well, it sounds like it started at the DNC and them creating some dossiers and things like that to justify the FISA warrants. So, I mean, we probably need some investigation into the other side and what happened there. I don't know that that'll happen in this Congress.
But you're getting that already at the IG. There are at least 2 probes that are underway now.
That's right.
At DOJ.
Yeah, that's right, and that's excellent, and we look forward to hearing from them.
All right, Mark Green, thank you for your time today. Maybe
Thanks,
in a month
Bill.
or two we will see what that reveals. Thank you for